The following program was paid for by Latino Cleveland.
This program was made possible by Global Cleveland, supporting the growth of Northeast Ohio's Hispanic community.
Este programa es hecho gracias a Global Cleveland, respaldando el crecimiento de la comunidad hispana en el noreste de Ohio.
Hello, I'm Myra Rosario, your host, and I'm happy you can join us today for another episode of Yo Soy Latino Cleveland. I'm excited because I've invited a friend, Randy Rosa, to guest co-host. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Oh my goodness. Randy will be with us for the next couple of weeks. So Randy, why don't you share with our audience a little bit about yourself?
Well, born and raised in Cleveland, actually raised in Jauco, Puerto Rico for a little bit in the early years. But I'm happy to be here with you today, so thank you for having me.
I'm so happy you can join us. So, okay, are you ready to get this party started?
Absolutely.
All right, today we have a lot of information for our viewers. The Cleveland Clinic will talk to us about diversity and inclusion. Our friend Danny is taking us to eat El Carnicero.
That's right.
One of my favorite spots in Lakewood. I love Lakewood. He is also taking us behind the scenes to meet DJ Pacan from 87.7 La Mega. And I had a chance to visit one of our show sponsors, Global Cleveland. They have a great event coming up for Hispanic and other minority job seekers. So, like I said, we got a lot going on.
That's absolutely right. Myra, but first today we have Julie Aultman from the Northeast Ohio Medical University, our educational sponsor, here to speak about us bioethics in Latin America. Yes. Good morning.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So what exactly is bioethics?
So bioethics is the study of morality, of values, the values that your family has taught you, the values that our community has taught you. And I study the different values in the medical setting, social settings, and in research settings, and some of the controversies when you have conflicts of values.
Now, you had recently had a trip to Uruguay?
Yes, yeah. I go quite often. I've conducted research. I've taught students and faculty in the universities in Uruguay, and particularly in the Montevideo area.
Oh, okay.
And what drew you to work with the Latino population?
When I was in graduate school, I did a lot of work in preparation for my dissertation on mental health and looking at some of the difficulties in communities and trying to get mental health to those communities. One opportunity I had was actually living in Costa Rica and becoming immersed, living with families and understanding some of the mental health issues. And there's only one psychiatric hospital in Costa Rica. And so I became really fortunate in terms of wanting to understand not only the culture and becoming immersed in the culture, but how to best understand the mental health society and how the community improves the overall well-being.
Okay, and so what are the ways the Latino community can help you as far as, the Northeast Ohio, the community in Northeast Ohio, how can it help you?
What I learned from my experiences in both Uruguay and Costa Rica is that the Latino community is very close and close to not only helping themselves, but helping people outside of their community. And when I was looking at some of the mental health issues, it wasn't having just patients in the hospital. It was bringing patients out into the community, providing work, providing support, emotional support, and that's what we need. We need to teach not only our medical students at Northeast Ohio about the community and how community and communitarian ethics can actually improve our overall health, and not just mental health, but overall health, but also how we can learn from certain Latino values.
Right, absolutely.
And take a deeper look at some of those ethical values that I had talked about.
So, our listeners, how can they learn more? I'm going to tell you, mental health is a big issue that really needs to be educated in the Latino community. So how can our viewers learn more about this particular subject?
I think it's really important that because we are a community, to come to some of the events that we have at either the Cleveland Clinic, Northeast Ohio Medical University, become involved with our students, our faculty. We have opportunities for the community members to be standardized patients.
Right.
And
well, we have to end this, and I want to make sure that we get a
problem.
website. Where can we get more information?
Sure, it's definitely come to,
deep subject.
to our website, neomed.edu, www.neomed.edu, and we can have definitely more of this community discussion and bringing folks in and help teach.
Sounds good, sounds good,
Right.
absolutely. Well, when we return, Danny will take us to visit the Carnicero in Lakewood, so you definitely don't want to miss that. Stay tuned right here, Latino Cleveland, right after this.
Welcome back to Yo Soy Latino Cleveland. So Danny has been out and about and recently got a chance to visit one of my favorite places in Lakewood, El Carnicero. So let's go take a look.
Hola mi gente, Danny Orellana here with Yo Soy Latino Cleveland, and I'm here with Michael Smith at one of the coolest spots I've stepped foot in, El Carnicero here in Lakewood. Mike, why don't you tell us a little bit more about this place?
Well, we've been open at El Carnicero here for a little over a year and a half. Real big space. We're serving modern Mexican cuisine, so it's a take on traditional Mexican dishes with the chef owner Eric Williams' interpretation on it. So it's a tamaleria primarily, with some taquitos, which are roll your own soft shell tacos, a huge tequila list. We have draft beers, bottled beers, full bar otherwise.
I hear you guys have an impeccable tequila menu.
We do. We try to offer most tequilas that the state of Ohio offers that we find to be of good quality.
Okay, I'm with that. I'm with
Yeah.
that. Now, what do you have for us here today? I see we have.
We've got a guacamole sampler here. The first one is our goat cheese guacamole. So it's goat cheese, tomato, and chili poblano. The second one is our crab guacamole. It's crab, pickled corn, and chili chipotle. And then the third one would be our orange sesame and habanero guacamole. So you've got creamy, you've got a little smoky with the vinegar pop from the corn, and then spicy with the sweet.
That is awesome. Now here, this is one of your popular.
Goat cheese, hands down's always been
I
my
tell you,
favorite.
I had to go for that one first.
Yeah.
What do we have here?
This is an example of one of our tamales. This is the costillo. It is our Dos Equis braised short rib tamales. So as opposed to a traditional tamale, which are folded into the corn husk with the meats being steamed in there, we serve ours open face, divertidas, so separated by two. So one of the husks has a Oaxacan mole on it, the other one has a pipián verde, and it allows for more stacking of the protein.
This is working for me here.
Yeah.
If you want a little bit more like a party atmosphere, or if I want to bring some of my family, or do you guys offer anything?
Yeah, I mean, we have two separate options for that. Parties of like 10 to 12, we have a separate dining room where we can accommodate that. And then anywhere from like 40 to 60, we have a past appetizer / cocktail room that you can rent out for special occasions.
Okay. Now I know you guys are big on freshness. Everything's made fresh here every day?
Correct, yeah. Deliveries coming in and out every day. Everything's made from scratch, minus maybe 1 or 2 items. Yeah.
And the atmosphere here, ladies and gentlemen, is amazing. There's lucha libre mass everywhere, and that caught me as soon as I came in. All right, now tell everyone how they can experience this here.
Well, we're open 6 days a week, closed on Mondays. You can always call the restaurant for any information. It's 216-226-3415. You can visit elcarnicerolakewood.com, or you could just stop in at 16918 Detroit Avenue.
Or for more information, log on to latinocleveland.com. And stay tuned for more Yo Soy Latino Cleveland right after this.
And welcome back to Yo Soy Latino Cleveland. As you may know, Global Cleveland has been a big supporter of the show and the Latino community in general. And Myra recently had the opportunity to visit with Joy Roller, the president, to hear about a very important upcoming event. Let's check it out.
Hi, I'm Myra Rosario, and I am so excited to be here today with Joy Roller, the president of Global Cleveland. How are you doing?
Great, Myra. Great to have you here.
Okay. It's long overdue. Our audience needs to know what is Global Cleveland, what is the mission of Global Cleveland, and you have been such an incredible supporter of the show, so please share with our audience.
Well, Global Cleveland is really happy to sponsor this wonderful show because our job at Global Cleveland is to increase the flow of population to Cleveland, both foreign-born and native-born people to come to Cleveland to increase our population and to connect these newcomers to the opportunities, the great opportunities that are here in Greater Cleveland for them, and very importantly, to help Greater Cleveland become a welcoming place for all. It's so important that newcomers feel welcome here so that they'll put down roots and they'll stay here and, buy our homes and fill our jobs and help strengthen the economy.
Well, thank you for that. In the beginning of our show, it always says supporting the growth of Northeast Ohio's Hispanic community. Can you share a little bit more about that mission right there?
The Hispanic community is probably one of the most important elements of what we're doing here in Cleveland because we know that the future of the United States, the future of Ohio and this area is going to be an increased Latino population. So that's why we're so very happy to sponsor Latino Cleveland and to really help get the word out about services and anything that can help the Hispanic population connect with those opportunities here in Cleveland that can help them and their families.
Now, you have an event coming up. It's one of 3, right?
That's right. Global Cleveland is partnering with Jumpstart to host 3 different workshops. The first one is this coming Thursday, April 2nd, from 5 to 7:30 p.m., and it's specifically targeted at Hispanics, African Americans, women, and foreign-born who are interested in working with a startup entrepreneurial venture. So if somebody is a job seeker and they think they might want to work for a startup, this would be the workshop. They're going to get information about, are they a good fit? What does it take? What are the opportunities? Because who's going to be there is not only job seekers, but also the entrepreneurs themselves, because there are going to be 2 workshops going on at the same time. And again, very targeted. We're looking for Hispanics, African Americans, women, and foreign-born populations to come. And so I hope that people will go to globalcleveland.org and they can sign up. There's only going to be seats for 40 people, so they have to go right away, go to globalcleveland.org, and right on our homepage you'll see information about the event. We know that startups, new companies, are really the job creators. And we want to make sure that those opportunities for these new jobs are there for the populations that maybe wouldn't hear about them otherwise. We want to make sure that we have a diverse talent pool.
Wow, that's incredible. Now, before we go, why would somebody want to work for a startup?
Well, you and I would both know the answer to that because we have both started our own companies at one point in our careers. It's exciting. It's a way to do something new that you're not sitting in a traditional job, a 9-to-5 job that maybe you have no personal connection to, but you can actually be working in something you really believe in that's a new and exciting thing, and you never know what can happen. You can work with a startup and it could be the next Google. So it's a really exciting way to make a living and to learn and grow as a person. So we feel it's really important if people would come out on Thursday, April 2nd, go to Jumpstart, which is at 6701 Carnegie Avenue, right downtown Cleveland. You can get there by the RTA. And so you're getting a chance to learn about what it means to work at a startup and then also to network with actual startup employers, and so you could find a job.
Joy, thank you again for inviting us to your home, and thank you for the support of the television show.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure. Yo Soy Latino Cleveland is very important to the mission of Global Cleveland.
Well, thank you. And again, if you want to learn more about Joy's wonderful event this Thursday, log on to latinocleveland.com, and you stay tuned for more Yo Soy Latino Cleveland.
And welcome back to Yo Soy Latino Cleveland. You probably heard him on your drive home, whipping around in your Honda. His voice is unmistakable. Danny had the opportunity to sit down with Bacán himself to take us behind the scene on what got him started in the radio business and how he got to Cleveland. Check it out.
Hola mi gente, Danny Orellana here with Yo Soy Latino Cleveland. And this week, I'm at a unique location, very cool, behind the scenes, in studio, with my friend Ángel El Bacán.
Wow. Gracias por permitirme en tu programa, in your show.
Thanks for inviting us.
Welcome to La Mega. 87.7.
So, Ángel, where are you from? ¿De dónde eres?
I'm from Puerto Rico. I'm from a little town in Puerto Rico called Guanica, Puerto Rico.
Guanica.
Close to Yauco. You know, most of the people over here in Cleveland, they're from Yauco, San Lorenzo, and I'm from Guanica. Yes.
Okay, cool. And now your family moved here from, or they moved to Brooklyn, right? When
Brooklyn,
you were
New York. Yeah, I was.
How old are you?
I was 10 years old. I was 10 years old when my parents moved to Brooklyn, New York.
Tell us about that whole experience.
10
years old, coming
10 years
from
old,
Puerto Rico.
I was kind of scared, you know, like a Puerto Rican little kid came to the United States, you know, trying to learn English. Because I mean, still my English is not very good looking, but.
Now you DJ'd all over the place, like in New York. Florida.
Yes. I started DJing in Brooklyn in a couple of clubs, local clubs, and that's how I became a radio announcer. And then after I moved over here in 1990 to Cleveland, and that's how I started. I went to Ohio School of Broadcasting. Get some, certificate there, and I learned, you know, because I like all this communication and all that stuff. So I started in La Onda Cultural Latina in Lorain, Ohio.
Yes, I'm familiar with that.
89.1, and that's how it started. That's how it started.
Now, were you inspired? Did somebody inspire you? What was the whole inspiration for music?
Yes. Well, my mentors were Alberto Vasquez. I don't know if you met
I'm familiar with. Yes.
Yes, Alberto Vasquez was one of my mentors. Also, one of the biggest radio announcer guy in Puerto Rico, which was Marianito Altao.
Oh wow.
It was awesome, you know, in Cadena Sal Sol in Puerto Rico. You know, it was. So that was my mentors, you know, and I like the way they talk in the radio, and I say, wow, man, I would like to be a radio announcer one day. You know?
That's awesome, and you're good at it.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to.
Now you've been, like I said, you've been all over the place, and you've come in contact with a lot of Latinos. What's the difference of Latinos in Cleveland to the Latinos in the other communities you've been in?
Well, you know what? I did work at the La Nueva Mia on Painesville. Mm-hmm. You know, most of the community there, they're Mexican, and you know, I had to learn also how to talk to them. You know, and the way I talk to them, and even though I learned how to do commercials in their style. You know? Yeah. Like singing, you know, but you know. When you are in this business, you got to learn everything, you know, most of the cultures around. You know.
Now, what is it that you like about Cleveland?
Cleveland, oh man. Well, you know what? I came from Orlando. I left over here in 2003 to Orlando, so where I started working over there also at the Mega Radio over there in Orlando, and I miss Cleveland. I mean, I miss that cold weather. I miss the snow. Don't believe me that.
Yeah.
Don't believe that. But I mean, I like, well, Cleveland is my hometown. I love Cleveland, especially in summer.
So now tell us something about Bacán that we don't know.
Oh, wow. Well, Bacán is a person that I like to help the community, be involved with the community. And I'm a real nice guy, you know, that everybody loves, you know.
There we go.
I like to hang out in, you know, local clubs, you know, things like that.
All right, before we go, why don't you let us know when can we tune into your show?
I'm here to Monday to Friday, 3 to 7. Sin Stress, Without Stress, my show called Without Stress.
There we go.
So you cannot have stress with me though.
You heard
my
it.
show.
No stress.
You got it.
No stress. I'm going to thank you again for having us in studio, my friend Ángel El Bacán.
Oh yeah.
For more information, log on to latinocleveland.com. Now stay tuned for more Yo Soy Latino Cleveland.
Welcome back to Yo Soy Latino Cleveland. With us now is Diana Gueits from the Cleveland Clinic, our health sponsor, here to talk to us about a very important topic, diversity and inclusion. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thank you for the invitation. I'm delighted to be here today.
Thank you. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about what you do for the clinic?
Sure. I am a director in the Office of Diversity and Inclusion that provides strategic initiatives throughout the organization.
And what exactly is diversity inclusion?
So in its simplest definition, diversity is all the ways that we're different. And this goes beyond race, ethnicity, and gender to include diversity of thought, diversity of perspective, and diversity of experience. And inclusion is a choice. So the choice that we make on how we work together, so we're more dynamic, we're more innovative, and we're more successful.
Great. So what type of things do you guys offer for the diversity, like programs?
Well, if you can imagine, we have 43,000 employees at the Cleveland Clinic, which and they provide care to about 5.5 million patients on an annual basis. And so we have lots of programs, but just to name a few, through our community outreach efforts, we have Celebrate Sisterhood, the Tu Familia Tu Salud, and the Minority Men's Health Fair, which is coming up on April 30th. We offer language enrichment programs for our caregivers, so we provide conversational basic Arabic and Spanish for healthcare professionals to impact the patient experience and to connect with patients on a more personal level. And then through the work of our 21 diversity councils and 10 employee resource groups who serve as ambassadors to the Office of Diversity, really embedding the practices of diversity and inclusion throughout our organization.
Wow, such an important, before we go, real quick, the impact in the Hispanic community.
Well, the impact in the Hispanic is huge because we have higher prevalence of health disparities among all of the groups. So health and wellness is a huge initiative, and the Cleveland Clinic is committed to improving the health and wellness of all of its communities.
Okay. Do you have a website that our viewers can check out?
Sure. So for our programs, it's clevelandclinic.org/diversity programs.
Great. And of course, for more information, you can log on to latinocleveland.com. Next week, tune in as we learn more about ESL classes at CSU. That's a tongue twister. And the top health concerns in the Latino community. So again, tune in here every Saturday at 11 a.m.
And I'll be here next week.
For more
and also
Yo Soy
Danny
Latino
will be taking us to the supermarket, a Peruvian supermarket, and a Peruvian restaurant on the east side. Sorry. So see you next week.